Test it, 1 2. Test, 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 test. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Test. Big Shan, what up? Okay. I'm just doing a test on the sound. Big Shan. Wait, hold on. I was like, let me do this before I leave the house because I gotta head to the gym. Let me see. Test, test. Actually, it's not that bad. One, two, three. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2. Wait, hold on, I got it. So I did my vlog for the event that you did, the Beyonce one. Testing 1 2. Test, test, test. Let me see. Test, test, test. Yo, Remedy, what up? Happy Thursday. Yo, my bad. I'm just gonna be like a short stream. I'm over here just doing testing real quick for my sound. How does it sound to you guys? Do I sound? I still don't feel like it sounds really good. Sound found on my end? Huh. Let me see. 1 2 3. Test. Do I have sound here? Let me see if my sound works in all. I hear like a testing 1 2. Yeah, I hear I don't think you guys will hear, but it's like a it's better than the other day, yeah, for sure. 1 2 3 1 2 3 test. All right, let me try this. 1 second, chat. Hold on, I'm gonna try something real quick. Test. Okay, now you can hear me. Why doesn't this work? This doesn't work. must be a way to set this up because this does not work. Well, I'm letting one of my moderators know about this. I want to remove that static sound, but don't know how to. 1 2 3 test. 1 2 3 1 2 3. 1 2 3 test. It's still there. Okay. It's tolerable, but it's still there, right? That's weird. Cause I bought these cord right here, right? So I bought this. I bought a new so this is my new cord. No, I'm sorry, I lied. This was my old cord. I just bought a new cord, and that seems to help a little bit. And I was told to get one of these. This is like a preamp, and it just helps push more power to the mic so that I won't hear the statics, but I don't even hear anything. So I'm wondering if there's a specific setup for this, because we all just seen it. I just tried it and nothing came out. So let me let some of my guys know. It must be a specific setup. Is that I'm not gonna lie, I'm not techie at all. No, it's all right. It's okay. I'm learning as well, so I just don't quite understand just trying to figure it out, y'all. So right now you guys can hear it, but it's tolerable. It's not like a lot. It's not overbearing for you guys. What time is it? Okay. And like I said, we're just doing a quick test on the sound. I'm not gonna stream right now. It'll be a little bit later when I get back. But I just wanted to make sure these sounds was working. See if I need to return anything or not while I'm gone. Just see if I need to return anything or not.
Before we get started though, I'm going to assume that you have a stand or a boom arm or something so that you can get your microphone close to your mouth, because without that, it's going to sound terrible and pick up all of the room sound and just not be very good. So these settings won't really matter if your microphone isn't set up correctly first. Okay, so let's get started making our SM7B sound good with the Go XLR. And obviously, to make things a little bit easier when I'm trying to explain volume and decibels and stuff, I've added in an audio mixer on top of the actual software here, so you can kind of...
I'm not gonna lie. Guys, when you start streaming, for those, not to be discouraging, but be prepared to learn a lot constantly of new things and upgrades and little devices here and there. Because, man,
see
There's
what I'm
always a lot of things
saying
that
when I
happens
say
on
it. So
computers.
first things first, we have to set up our microphone gain,
Sound's
because if we
always
don't set
off.
that up correctly, all the other effects and stuff we put on this microphone is just going to sound terrible. So to do that, you need to press the mic setup, and then as soon as I press that, it's probably going to get quieter, because now there's no effects on this microphone at all. It's literally just a bland, flat microphone, and all you can hear is the gain. So to set up the SM7B, you're going to have this as a dynamic, unless you have a cloud lifter or something, then you'll probably need a condenser instead. But if you don't have a cloud lifter, you're going to need just this dynamic mic type, and then set your gain. I have mine at 50 decibels. This microphone is very gain hungry, and a lot of people will tell you need 55, 60, even more sometimes, just to get it in this like good area. However, I tried this, and obviously the Go XLR is supposed to have up to 70 decibels of gain or preamp power or whatever you want to call it, but for some reason when I had it set correctly so that it was like in the 55.
Test. How's this sound? I'm gonna change it to let me see if I try condenser. Test. I'm kind of low. Test 1 2 1 2 1 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3. I'm really low. Testing 1 2. All right, so that one works, but it's just static. Why is there a static? Yo, Snowman, what up, brother? All right, let's see. I'm gonna try to see if I can.
60s. I wanted to get in the good range, so like 58, I guess, is around where it should be. 58 or so will be the correct volume. But
why is this picking up? Hold up. Properties. Test 1 2.
when I add,
Why are you picking up? Test.
in the compressor and stuff, it was still clipping.
Wait, one second. I'm looking at something real quick. Test. Test 1 2 1 test. Test 1 2 test. How does it? See, I'm trying to listen to playback on my phone, but it's distracting me because I don't know if I hear the static sound or I'm distracted with my phone and I hear the playback again through the mic that just played on my phone. So right now I have my phone off, so I can't hear the playback. So for you guys right now, what does it sound like? Is all clear right now? So even when I don't say anything, do you guys hear any static? Like, or is it? can't tell if it's ambient sound or your mic. That's the thing. I don't know what that is, but test, test. No, no, no. Test. Nope. Test, test. Just sound like a quiet room with a electric him. Let me see if I try this one. What's this sound like? Do you still hear? Don't hear any changes, so the same thing. Testing 1 2 test. Okay, so but I hear like a continuous static sound. So, and I guess I'm being really picky at this moment.
Still peaking, it just didn't sound very good for me. So the way that I like to do it is have my gain slightly less in this area and then boost it up with the compressor later on. So my gain settings in here are actually around 50. I like to have it at the very high of low or very low good. So try and get your voice around there, but I'm going to go for this 50 decibels and hopefully everything else sounds good by the end of it. Next we're doing our gate, which is obviously the noise gate to help cut out any backgrounds. This is going to be kind of individual and subjective depending on your location, what your microphone sounds like, how loud your house is or where you live or whatever, or even how loud you speak. And the way that we're going to do that is basically just turn the gate.
Why are you picking up? Test. Why are you picking up?
Off.
No, stop picking up. My mic is picking up the audio from the YouTube. I don't know why.
Effectively, and
you gotta be kidding me.
And that allows us to actually figure out what level we should have the gate set at, because obviously the gate is supposed to cut out any background noise or at least any noise when you're not speaking. And the best way to do that is if you stop speaking for a few seconds, look at your audio meters, which are obviously here, and then see how loud your background.
How do I get my audio? Where do you get audio meters from? Audio mixer. How do you, let me see, audio mixer. Where do I get that from? Don't know where that is at. Okay.
Background noise is. So let's do that. And as you can hear, or at least see, my background noise is like minus 55, minus 50-ish on
Testing
my
1 2
meters. So that way, I know that my gate should be around minus 50, minus 45 or so. So I'm going to put my gate at like minus 50.
Okay.
And the attenuation is effectively how open or closed the gate is once it hits this number. 100% means it's completely closed. No audio is coming through whatsoever. I don't like this. Some people do, but I don't like the fact that it's on, off, and like a switch. And I find that very unnatural sometimes, especially on how strong this
are you
gate
still
is.
serious?
So I like to have the attenuation
Sonar or audio mixer?
85%, so I get a little bit of noise, and it's more organic or natural feeling to my ears, at least anyway. But feel free to have it 100 if you like it that, or if you have a lot of background noise going on, have it completely closed off. But for me, I like it at 8.
Testing 1 2. That's actually not bad. Testing 1 2. Test. Testing 1 2. Test. Yeah, keep that bit 100.
85% attack as quick as possible. So as soon as I start speaking,
yo, Alan King, thank you for the tier 1, bro. Appreciate you. I'm actually just working on my sound real quick. I won't be here too long because I got things to do.
How long it takes to engage the
but you appreciate you with the tier 1, man.
Speaking. So I have mine at like 200 milliseconds. So it's a very quick-ish, but still a fade out compared to how quickly it opens. Next, we're going to move on to our compressor, and honestly, I like to do my compressor before doing my equalizer, mostly because the compressor is kind of going to change the sound. If your voice, it compresses things down and makes it sound more balanced and a little bit more flat sometimes, and then
55 months in a row, man.
To add in any frequencies that I think are missing or things that just
thank you so much,
don't sound right later on. I like to have a relatively strong compressor. I like to sound like I'm on a radio show where things sound very obviously compressed, flat, balanced, and there's going to be no real difference between whether I whisper like this or if I shout like this. The volume is kind of going to stay the same. So for my compressor, I have my threshold at minus 25 decibels, ratio at 5.6
a long time.
Attack
actually a very long time.
So it starts very quickly, obviously, and then release at 25 milliseconds. And makeup gain is kind of going to be custom for you. So if I remove this makeup gain right now, obviously it's now going to sound quieter, which I'll boost up in post so you can actually hear what I'm saying. But the idea of makeup gain,
how you been though? It's been a while. Are you still streaming?
The high audio down, so it is compressed and flat. You then want to bring it all back up with the makeup gain, and you want it to be set around
5 years,
minus 12 decibels. So you're aiming
incredible,
for this
bro.
line
I think I appreciate you, man, so much, Alan. Even like just showing love and popping up here and there when you can. I appreciate that a lot,
10 decibels of makeup gain, and as you can see, it's now hitting just underneath the peak. Like average speaking voice of me here is like minus 11, minus 12 decibels or so, and that for me sounds good. And then later on in OBS, I can add other filters like a limiter and a little bit of extra gain and stuff to get it to that minus 5, so I don't peak, don't clip or whatever when I'm live. But for you, just play around with this makeup gain so you hit around minus 12 on these meters. Obviously, next we're going to be doing the equalizer, which is going to be the thing.
Alan Keen, are you like a tech guy? You know about computers and whatnot?
That changes the sound of this microphone the most. But something I want to say first is obviously on the back of the SM7B there's 2 switches. For me, I keep them flat. Don't change those things. Obviously you can if you know exactly what you're doing, but the majority of people keep this.
So what do you do when you have like technical issues with your
it's a
computer?
Very dark microphone, and by dark I mean it's very bass heavy. It doesn't have a lot of clarity and it lacks a lot of that top end that you might want to have in, and that was one of the issues I was having, because in my brain I was
talk to friends. That makes sense. Do you have access to those meters? I don't know where they are. That's I don't know where he gets that from. It must be tutorial, software update, third party. Maybe this analytics, global. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Like, this is very bass heavy, so my old equalizer would often remove a lot of the bass around here to try and counteract that, and it just made everything sound very flat and had no good sound in there at all. So instead, this time around, I kind of keep the bass in, but add in a lot of the treble and clarity up at the high end instead to get this more like professional.
So what he has here, he has 30 -2, 63 and 4, 125 and 4, 250 and -2, 0.5 and -2, 1.0 and 0, 2.0 and 0, 4 and 3, 8 and 6, 16 and what's that? Is that a 6, 4, or 5? 6. Okay. Just trying to add. No, he didn't mention. Okay.
Around, I kind of keep the bass in, but add in a lot of the treble and clarity up at the high end instead to get this more like professional sound.
He just kind of start off with the mixer. He didn't show me how he got there.
This down here at like 30 hertz is sub bass. It's stuff that you don't really hear that often, or even human voices don't often go that low. So I remove a bit of it because when a microphone is obviously picking up sound and stuff, things in the background like air conditioning, fridges, maybe some fans or whatever, I don't know, are going to be in this kind of area. So I remove a little bit of this because my voice isn't that bassy. It's not going to be heard down there. So I put that at -2. And then in the actual bass, I like to increase it a little bit. So I have both of these at 4 at like, so at 63 hertz and 125 hertz.
Okay.
4 + 4 for both of those,
Okay.
which is great. And that adds a little bit of that bassness back in that everyone seems to like. So for me personally, I like to scoop out the mids on this microphone, which is a very common thing that a lot of people do in the EQ anyway, but a lot of the audio around there is going to be very muddy and just not sound very good if you leave it in. So for me, around 250 hertz and 0.5 or 500 hertz, whatever you want to call it, is -2 for both of those. And then at 1 kilohertz and 2 kilohertz, which is heading towards that like nasally sound, which isn't going to sound good either. I kind of leave that flat because if you start increasing,
I don't want no nasals. Where is it at? Oh, 0, 0. Okay, cool.
your like frequencies here, you're going to add in a lot of that nasally sound, which is definitely not something you want to listen to for a long time, especially on a live stream. And finally, we're actually at the treble section of the EQ now. And as I said earlier on, this microphone is very dark and lacks a lot of clarity and power and stuff that cuts through other audio. So adding things back in at like 4 kilohertz, 8 kilohertz, and 16 really brings your voice to the forefront of the sound and ends up making it sound a lot more clear. Usually, if you add this much treble into another microphone, especially like a condenser one, it will sound terrible and probably pick up way too many like S sounds and stuff and be very harsh to listen to. So for me, with the SM7B at 4 kilohertz, I add in 3, and then at 8 kilohertz, I add in 6, and at 16, I add in 6. And as you can hear, once you have all of this equalizer set up and all of the things done the way that I have, at least on my voice, I think it sounds very good. So it has enough bass and clarity to sound professional for a long period of time. And when it comes to the Go XLR and setting up your microphone, there's only really one thing left to do, which some of you might not have if you have a Go XLR Mini. But if you have a full-size Go XLR, you...
He has the exact mic and software that I'm using.
Get a de-esser, which is the thing that removes a lot of the S sounds from your voice. However, as I explained earlier on, this microphone was very dark, so I had to add in that clarity at the top end. So I added a lot back in at 16 hertz again on this equalizer. So the de-esser, you don't want to have on very strong, if at all, because obviously adding in the de-esser is going to counteract the treble that you've just added in, and it's just going to be kind of a waste of time. So for my de-esser, I have very low. I only really have it at like 20, maybe 30 at the max, but 20 is fine because without it, this is kind of what it sounds like. But then if I go up at like 20 or so, I'm removing a lot of that like harsh S sounds.
No, I did not hear about Corey.
And then all the way to 100.
Allegation. What happened?
It just removes everything, and you end up sounding a little bit like you have a lisp because it just removes a lot of that like top end and S sounds, which do add to your actual clarity and your voice cutting through other things. So de-esser, have it as low as possible, preferably off, or just kind of at like 10
I haven't
or
heard
20
about
or
it.
so,
I haven't heard anything
if you
about
do
it.
have a lot of that harshness in the top end of your voice. And if you set up this all correctly, hopefully you would have gone for something that sounds very flat and boring, kind of like this, to something a little bit more exciting and professional sounding like this instead. Obviously your voice is a little bit different to mine unless you happen to be English and Northern as well, but obviously feel free to play around with the equalizer a little bit once this is all done, because your voice is going to have different frequencies to mine. You might have more bass, less bass, more treble, more nasally than me, who knows, but play around with it and hopefully you can find a right sound for you. Anyway, hopefully this video was useful for you and actually have a microphone that you're happy with the sound now. But if you want to learn more about content creation and streaming and stuff, check out these videos wherever they are. I always forget, and I will see you all in the
I'm
next
gonna have to watch some other ones later, but let me do one more video. Because this dude, he actually got this.
What's going on today, YouTube? I have a bit.
He actually got this device, and so let me see what he do with it. But I guess he did some creepy stuff with his girl, and he wanted to apologize 7 years after the situation happened. I have to look it up because I haven't heard anything
tech
about
advice
that.
video for something that I was having an issue with that
7
I
years ago?
did not find anything as far as being able to get any sort of help or assistance on, that just sort of had to try and work on my own just to see if anything of it would work, and not sure if anybody else out there was having this issue. But the issue that I was having was I use the Shure SM7B and I have a Go XLR Mini. Well, the Go XLR Mini is just a USB audio interface instead of it having the power plug grounding like the full-size Go XLR does.
I gotta
This
look
one
that
just
up.
plugs directly into your
What
computer.
was the creepy
and
stuff?
then that's the only way that you use it. Well, what I was coming to realize was when I was only using my setup, I wasn't having any sort of interference whatsoever. But whenever my fiance would turn on her computer or anything of the sort, because of the RGB from it, it was causing RGB haptic feedback, or depending on the color inside of my own computer, whether it was blue or purple or whatever I decided to change the RGB to, it was affecting the haptic feedback in the microphone. So after adjusting and trying with different settings in the microphone and all that type of stuff, there was only one tip that I had seen that made sense, and it was some old Reddit line that was about how there wasn't enough, or there is enough, but because it was being forced too high, the gain amount was causing the haptic feedback. So what I decided to use and did research about and found is this right here. It is a Triton Audio FET head. It comes in this container. Basically all it is it's a inline preamplifier, and it adds an additional 25 dB to the amount of audio. So when I would go into my Go XLR settings and I had my microphone stuff set up, when I was getting my microphone stuff set up, this number, oh, that's the other thing, is this does require volts to use. So you do need to use the condenser plus 48 volts option for it.
So he uses the condenser plus 48. Test 1, 2. But that doesn't sound good. This one sounds like my voice is a little bit lower, right? When I use the condenser. Let me see what he does.
To work, but when I had it just on dynamic microphone, since the SM7B is just a regular dynamic microphone, the gain was all the way up to about 60, and I believe that's where it was sitting at comfortably. Whereas now, as you can see, talking normally and just talking into the microphone as you usually would with a normal voice tone, as you can see, I'm sitting right at 30 decibels, and I figured out that doing that and then adjusting some of my other settings to where, you know, my threshold wasn't as high
Okay, so his is a little bit different. So he using here 30.
And I was able to, as you can see, I'm sitting right at 30 decibels, and I figured out that doing that and then adjusting some of my other settings to where, you know, my threshold wasn't as high, and I was able to then
Us. L. How do you go for it?
or should I say this gate threshold
Tiger. Sorry, I have to. My mic is acting up. I have to like yell in.
wasn't as, or isn't as high, having that at 45 and then going over into the compressor settings, I put this at -15, and then I put the makeup gain at 8, and now
Test. Test.
I'm not having any sort of those issues, whether it's from my own computer or whether it's my fiance's computer or her Go XLR because she has the full size one, or her keyboard or my keyboard or my mouse or anything that has.
All right. So it is. My mic is all the way up. My mic is all the way up. I can't go no higher. The way it's set up. I'm trying to figure it out now. I have to like yell in order to for you guys to hear. I have to yell and be on the mic like when I'm here, you guys can hear, but I don't want to have my mouth on it. Like trying to figure it out.
RGB on it, none of it is causing issues anymore. And I never thought that using an inline preamp was going to be the fix for it. So basically the way that it works is this just plugs into the base of the microphone. actually, where your typical XLR cable would plug into, and then you just plug in the XLR cable into the other end of that. And then when you go into your microphone setup in your Go XLR, that's when you would change it to the plus 45 volts or 47 volts, whatever it was. And then it alters the microphone, and then you can continue to use it as needed. And I definitely have noticed the sound quality. Granted, I've only done this like 3 or 4 days ago. The sound quality is totally different. To me, it sounds a lot better. It sounds a lot more full, sounds a lot more true, rather than it being where it was before, where it felt like it was sort of being pushed to its limit with the amount of gain that was being put on the microphone. So it sounded kind of strained a little bit. Ever since I swapped over to using this, definitely recommend it. So again, just basic way of setting it up is you take your Go XLR cable, and obviously you'll just plug it into the back of the Go XLR, run your cable up if you have a microphone arm or desk mount, whatever it is that you have for your microphone. And then you'll take your Go XLR cable, you'll plug it into the base of the FET head. So there's the two ends, and you'll take the female end of the XLR cable. You'll take the female end of the XLR cable, plug it into the male end of the FET head, and then you'll take the female end of the FET head and plug that directly into your microphone. And then once you do that, you go in, adjust your settings, and then turns out sounding as it should. And then you won't have any more of the, whether it be static interference, RGB interference, anything of the sort, because I've never had the issue before and I didn't know what was going on. So I thought my XLR cable was bad. I thought the Go XLR itself was going bad. I thought there were so many other issues that were happening, when in reality the microphone was just being pushed too much to its end because the gain wasn't compensating enough for what it was needing to do. So that was my fix for it. Not sure if that will help you guys or not. I haven't had any issues. Again, like I said, I've only been using it for 3 or 4 days with this setup now, and things still continue to be working properly. I've been streaming with it. I've been recording other videos, doing all that stuff, and the audio quality sounds great. And in my opinion, I'm going to keep it this way.
I'll catch you guys later. All right, cool. I'll see you guys later, and I'm definitely going to be back later, so I'll see you later.
End up using, or if I swap over to the full size Go XLR, whatever, I'm still going to keep this setup just because it's comfortable and I know it's going to work, and I'm not going to have any sort of issues with it. So leave any comments below if it did wind up helping you, and I will post down in the description the link to this FET head. There might be a fill-in option because I did have to buy this on eBay. I could not find it on Amazon.
What does it sound like?
Or if there was a link to it on Amazon, it was like out of stock, or it wasn't being refilled anytime soon. Leave a comment down below, like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great night, good day, good morning, whatever time of day it is for you, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
So what is it? That video is lost. Test 1 2. Should I put my volume down a little bit? Testing 1 2. Wait, am I still low? You guys can't hear me because I just heard myself. I can hear myself. You don't hear the hum no more, right? I don't think I hear the humming no more. Testing 1 2 1 2 3. Oh, wait. I think that guy might have helped us out with his settings. Wait, we don't hear the humming anymore, right? Oh, yes. Yes. Let me save this real quick. I think we might have figured it out. Yes. Cause he definitely uses this extra piece, and I think I had to. Well, the reason why I think the mic didn't work because he has his setup. His setup was for.
Before we get
let me see, what was it? Oh, okay, that's why. Okay, I was tripping. I'm watching this video, not realizing I needed this piece inside because his setup is specifically with this piece. And I think as soon as I made the adjustment, it worked. So I don't have to be all up on the mic to talk. So the video on your computer sounds good, but the mic audio on the computer sounds low on your. Wait, the video to your computer sounds good, but your mic audio to your computer sounds low. The one you're talking through. Okay. I think I'll just lower the audio from like the computer and try to I'll just try to put my audio a little bit higher. So I'm gonna put it a little bit higher. I don't want it to touch. See, right now it's touching the red. I don't want it to touch the red area. Right now is that green. I'll show you guys. I'm trying to make sure that, can you guys see? Oh, it don't just show. So it sounds like I'm whispering. Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Nah, I can hear myself. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. I sound loud as heck. You sure? Why does it sound like I'm whispering to you? Or maybe on YouTube, it sounds like you're whispering in your mic, but you're not actually whispering. So you just got to mess with your settings in your audio. I would suggest pulling your YouTube live stream on your, pull my YouTube. Let me do my YouTube. Because everywhere is different. Let's see. Testing 1 2. Stream on your pull my YouTube. Do my YouTube. Now, oh, I sound good on YouTube too. Oh, we got 10 people here. Hey, we got 10 people on YouTube, cuz. Oh, we got 10 people on YouTube. I'm hyped. Hey, man, you got to start somewhere. I'm proud of my 10 people because this 10 going to go to 20 and then 30 and then 100. Oh, 12 people. Hey, what up, 12 gang? Is that what it means? I got 12 people? The people person is 12? I don't know how excited I am to see that because it's been a hard struggle to get this page back alive. I think I sound pretty good, chat. What y'all think? I think my sound sounds pretty good. I'm so proud of myself trying to figure this stuff out. I am so proud of myself. You don't know how hard it is sometimes to figure these things out. Okay. So what's the verdict, everyone? You guys like the sound so far? So I should be good by the time I get back. Wait, where's my OBS so I can see y'all? Oh, okay, here the chat. I was like, I can't see the chat. Okay, sounds good. Search up Corey accusation after this. Oh, let me do that real quick. Then I'm gonna do this real quick. Then I'm gonna head out. I gotta go work out, and I got a podcast to do with some of my old Vine friends. Jerry Pert Drink. Well, I'm not on TikTok right now. I'm just doing just YouTube and Twitch. So, and I know if I can just figure it out on these apps, everything else will be fine. But let's just check, leave it as this. Yeah. Corey. Honestly, it sounds better touching the red. Really? I'll test it out. I'll test it out and see what works. Because I know sometimes I might be, I might get a little loud or yell, and I don't want to, I guess like blow you guys' ears off. Don't scream, please. No, I won't. Wait, this is gonna take. Wait, is there videos? Before you change your audio, it sound low. Now it sounds good. Leave it at. Okay, I'll leave it as is. Oh, this is 9 minutes. Okay, I probably have to do this. I have to do this a little bit later because I can't do this right now. I'm running late. I have like less than an hour to work out, and that's not enough time for me because I gotta go to my podcast. So chat, look, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Almond, thank you so much. Lady So, everyone who's here to make sure that my audio is working very well. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead and head out and do my workout, and I'll be back a little bit later on this afternoon. So everyone, and I'll check this out when I get back for sure, Almond. So everyone, I love you guys. Have a great day. I'll be back in a few hours. I gotta get started with my day.